Welcome back to Repressed Rentals. I feel like we don't do an introduction anymore. Like, we just, like, literally
We
start.
just hop in.
And it's like, I like that, but I also can't stand it. Because when I listen to it, I'm like, how's anybody supposed to know what we're listening to?
Did we used to do an introduction?
We would say, like, the show name.
Oh. Kiki's Delivery Service.
No, I mean, like, literally Repressed Rentals.
Oh.
Like, I don't think we say that anymore.
Spoiler alert.
That we're watching
Kiki's
Delivery Service. Cue theme song. Repressed Rentals.
5, 6, 7, 8. Repressed Rentals.
That was really good.
Full disclosure, when Charlie said that we were watching this tonight, literally when
She thought it was a friend hangout. Please.
I thought we were just
I'm not going to make content out of that.
Useless. I was taken aback because I think of or thought of this movie and all Studio Ghibli movies really as like adult. It's so hard to say, like, adult films,
you wouldn't
adult
think of
content.
it as an adult film. That would be disgusting. No,
but like I
grown-ups.
was introduced to Studio Ghibli
as a grown-up.
And like not that long ago, like I would say like late 20s, I watched probably watched Howl's Moving Castle first because Howl's Moving Castle was one of my favorite books as a kid. I loved Diana Wynne Jones, the author who wrote that. Cute.
And then Kiki's Delivery Service. I don't really, like, I honestly, all I remember is that I watched the hell out of it. And so we looked it up. Yeah, as a kid. So we looked it up and it came out in Japan in 1989 and then came out in America with the dub in 1998.
Kirsten Dunst.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's so cute. You already IMDb'd?
Yeah, because I wanted to see how long it was.
How long am I going to have to sit through this amazing piece of art?
This beautiful masterpiece. All I really remember is the little kitty cat.
The cat is so cute.
What did you like about Kiki's Delivery Service?
So, I liked being a kid. Being a kid was cool and stuff, but it also was, like, really stressful for me because I really didn't like the feeling of, like, not being able to do stuff on my own.
Oh, yeah. Remember how when you used to have to ask your parents to literally leave the house?
The house. But remember when, like, you couldn't leave the house? Because, like, where the fuck are you going to go?
What if I want to take a walk?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't go take a walk at 10 p.m.?
I'm like, I can't go take a walk at 4 p.m. I'm, like, not even kidding. Like, I remember there's a stop sign at the end of our block. And that was the stop sign that, like,
that was his
7-year-old Charlie cannot go past that. And I was like, I wanted to, but I also knew that I couldn't because what the fuck 7-year-old Charlie gonna do if she goes past?
What are you gonna do?
She doesn't know where she is. She doesn't know how to get home.
You'd be like a cat.
I would be like a cat. I literally was, right? Like I had these thoughts of like this big life that I was gonna live out there, and then I'm like, I'm hungry now.
Did you ever run away as a kid?
Yeah, but it was always within that radius. I would run away like to like a tree stump in the neighbor's yard or something.
That's such a weird kid thing is that like you do have these boundaries in your mind that you don't cross because you know you'll get in trouble even though you're doing a thing
to make yourself in
trouble.
Yeah, to make trouble. No, it's true. And that's the thing, but you know why? It's because we actually don't know how to get home. And we don't actually know like if I went past that stop sign, I couldn't figure out what the rest of the neighborhood looked like. I thought my grandparents lived next door because it had a yellow brick house, and they had a yellow brick house all the way in Pennsylvania. But I would fall asleep every time I would go to Pennsylvania, so I was like, I guess it's just a really quick shot there.
Kids are dumb.
Kids are so stupid.
But I wonder if this is getting kind of like psychological, but I wonder if part of like running away and stuff like that is kids exerting a little bit of control.
Yes. I think that it's absolutely true, and that's why I think I liked Kiki's Delivery Service so much, because I don't know why this is, but I'm pretty sure she's like 10. We should look it up, you know, when we do
she's
IMDb.
little. Yeah.
And she's like
a witch.
Going off on her own as a witch. An
adventure,
and it's time for her to go live on her own and make her own business.
When I was a kid...
And be a witch who delivers things to people on her broom.
Have I talked about this on the podcast? When I was a kid, I had an imaginary friend named Hart. And then I also had an imaginary enemy named Pencil Cap.
That's really scary. Pencil Cap is like the scariest name I've ever heard.
Wait for it, because I would tell my parents as like a 4-year-old that Pencil Cap would beat me and look up my skirt.
Oh, God, that made me laugh so hard.
How did I come up with that?
I don't want to know. You know, maybe you were asserting your boundaries. You were like, I know this is grown up, and I have no idea what I'm saying, but God damn it, I have an imaginary enemy.
The reason I brought up my imaginary friend was because I used Heart as a vehicle for the things that I wanted to be able to do. I'd be like, I went to Heart's home and like we stayed up all night and we jumped on the bed and like all the things that I wasn't allowed to do.
Right.
So I feel like that was also a little bit of control. Is like,
yes,
in my imagination, I get to be like a grown up where I get to do whatever I want.
Yeah, like remember when we
but
were kids?
Also like a grown up, there are predators everywhere.
Yeah, apparently. And his name is Pencil Cap, which doesn't even make sense. There's no caps for pencils. There's only pen caps.
Well, you should see the list of names that I wanted to name my cat.
Oh my God, I think I have to show you something. Because this is our podcast about our childhood. And I just found something in a diary from when I was 10 years old.
Yeah, I want.
All right. One young man made a list of 100 things he would like to do in his life. This is like the instructions on whatever this is. By the time
is this a homework assignment?
It was like, yeah, something we did in the classroom. By the time he was 45 years old, he had done 71 of the things. Some of his goals were to learn to skydive, float down the Nile River, make a pair of leather sandals, play the flute. What are at least 25 things you would like to do?
Wow. It's a lot of things.
Someday you will make it happen. And this is Charlotte Irving.
Aww.
Date May 24th, 2000.
So, September 11th hadn't happened. We were all very different.
I was going to all the gates on all of the... I was like reading everybody at the gates.
My shoes were on,
They were on all the time. So, this is me at 11 years old making a list of things to do before I die, essentially. Which I think is insane. And I always remembered it. And then a few years ago, I remember I found it again. And then I lost it again. And then I fucking found it again.
He was 45 and had done 71 of the things.
By the time he was 45 years old...
I thought you said he was 65.
He had done 71 of the things.
That just, as an adult, makes me think about mortality.
I know. That's why it's weird to give this to a kid and why it's funny to read it.
Well, it's just a weird premise. Like, why don't you just say what are 25 things you'd like to do in your life?
Yeah,
like, why do you have to have this weird
and it's like,
riddle?
And it's like one young man? It's like, who? Who?
Why should
that?
I care about this?
What is his name?
I thought you were setting up
You're
one
right.
of those...
It was very specific.
I thought you were setting up one of those word problems that's like,
it kind of feels like that.
A train is going like 45 miles an hour or whatever. Like, it has that same...
It really does.
Syntax.
But no, it's just...
All right, well, hit me with some of your things.
Number 1, mountain climbing.
Great.
Number 2, hiking a rocky trail. I like how the second one, I was
separate.
Like, all right, if I can't do number 1, I'll figure out number 2, definitely.
We'll settle for a rocky trail.
Go to New York.
Doable.
Done. Be an actress.
Aww.
It gets worse. I mean, better. Ride in a hot air balloon. Check.
Cool.
See Niagara Falls. Still have to do that.
Wow.
See the Empire State
Let's
Building.
go together. I haven't seen
done
Niagara Falls.
Okay. Go to France. Done. Thank you, Sophia, for your wedding. Go to a huge museum.
What?
But I'm like, at that...
What defines a huge museum?
I really don't know, because at that age, I remind you, I grew up in Maryland outside of Washington, D.C.
Which has a lot of huge museums.
The Smithsonian.
Yeah.
And I had been to all of them by the time I had written this. So I don't know what museum I thought was going to be bigger. It wasn't like I went to like a mini museum and was like, can't wait to see a real live dinosaur. Like I had seen dinosaur fossils. I had seen...
No, but that's the kind of thing that kids have in their brain that is like...
I guess I wanted to go to the fucking Met.
No, it's abstract. It like doesn't necessarily... You just have this idea in your mind of like...
It's true, you're right. You know what I think it was? It was because of that book that we read it that year, which was like... Where these kids like... The mixed-up files of, like, Roberta or...
Shelby Woo?
No!
Oh, that's the Secret Files of Shelby Woo. I love that show on Nickelodeon.
But no, this was, like... It was whatever he's saying, but, like, these two kids, they stayed in a museum at night. They, like...
I thought...
They stayed in the bathroom.
The thing that popped in my head was Roberta Lee, but I'm thinking of Robert E. Lee.
Oh, no, yeah.
Producer Josiah here from the mix-up files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler.
Oh.
Is the book you're talking.
Nothing with an R. I was so wrong. Thanks, babe.
Well,
There's an R in Frankweiler.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
2, in fact.
I just remember them staying... Again, this is like the fantasy of being a child.
Where you're like, oh, I'd love to, like, stay overnight at a mall.
Yeah.
And
And
like,
so in my...
But
in
it's
my
because
head,
I read, like, a Sweet Valley Twins book
Right.
where they
And, like, you can
got
actually
trapped
do
in a mall.
stuff. You
And
know?
it's like, they were, like, trying on skates and roller skating around. And I was like, all the grates
They'd be
would be
closed.
down.
Yeah, you
wouldn't-
can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Go to Disney World again. And Disney World has a TM,
Actually,
TM next to it, trademark.
I love the idea of having a list full of things that are just like,
Again.
play the flute a second time. Like,
The next one is like, fuck you, 11-year-old Charlie. Like, I feel like she's being funny. Be first woman president. I feel like I was doing a bit to my future self.
I was gonna
I feel like I knew, like, one day I'm going to read this, and this is not going to be possible for me to do all these things. So I'll write, be first woman president. Write a book of poetry. More attainable. Okay, so these are getting pretty repetitive. So I start to say, perform at the Kennedy Center.
climb a hill.
Yeah. Perform at the Kennedy Center. Spelled with a C for Kennedy.
What? That's crazy.
That is a kid with fucking learning disability. Because in my head, I was like, I know center starts with a C, and that's really weird. And I remembered that it started with a C, and I wrote center properly, which should be the hard word to write, right? That should be the one I'm trying to start with S. But instead, I was like, there's something about Kennedy Center that's weird, and so I think it's CENEDY center, spelled perfectly.
Wow.
Perform at a big theater.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm like, okay. Have a farm for at least a week. Was I doing a bit? Like, was I 11 doing a bit?
For at least a week. No. I really think that kids just
For
have
at
no...
least a week?
It's the same thing as you thinking that your grandparents live next door. It's like kids have no concept of time or what kind of effort things take.
But, like, why at least a week?
Because
Otherwise
you
you'd
probably
start
were
your
like,
farm?
well, I'd get bored after that, but I, like, want to try it. I want to try having a farm.
Oh my God, you're right. Because I'd be like, I don't want to be a farmer for the rest of my life.
I don't want to be a farmer.
I want to
just
be
wanna
woman president for 4 years. I want to be a farmer for at least a week.
And I want to climb a bunch of mountains and trails.
Yeah, rocky trails. Ride a horse, check. Get a mouse. I did get a hamster. So, check.
Doesn't really count. Oh, I once, when I was in high school, bought a mouse, and then I realized, at a pet store, and then I realized that we couldn't have a mouse because we had cats. And so I showed up at my best friend at the time's house, and I was like, you have a mouse now.
That's how I got Nemo. That's how I got my hamster.
We named him Winston Church Mouse.
That's really cute.
Wait, you also got...
Well, I got a
foisted
hamster
upon?
gifted to me, which, like,
This was
my
not
family,
a gift, it was a burden.
right? But like
I was like, my mistake is now yours.
but I remember that the person who gave it to me, Sarah.
Wait, Sarah was my best friend who I gave the mouse to.
Mine was like a cool friend from school that I invited to my 14th birthday, and the fact that she, like, I did want a pet so badly, but like my sister and brother were always allergic, so I never had pets growing up. And so the fact that she decided that it was appropriate to give me a whole cage and a hamster and everything.
Oh, she gave you the whole setup too?
She gave me everything. And it was incredible, and I loved him. I loved her. But, like, you know, my parents were like, okay, we have a hamster for now, right? It's like gifting a 14-year-old something is not the same.
A live animal.
Exactly. And like, it's like, what was her mother thinking? And I'm so glad they weren't, right? I'm so glad they were like,
well, I
this
was
is just gonna
18,
be.
so they couldn't do shit about it.
I was like, this is just
I was like,
gonna
I
be
can
great.
buy all the mice I want.
See? And as a kid, that's all we want.
But
right?
there's
Get a mouse.
But I'm glad I wasn't allowed to buy all the mice I wanted as
a child.
As a child.
Because you obviously made bad choices.
I
even
obviously
as an
made
adult.
a bad decision.
Yeah. I think all of these are...
it's also like the time that I was like 19 or 20, and I bought myself an ice cream cake from Cold Stone Creamery. And if you want to sponsor us, Cold Stone.
Hello. I used
Actually,
to
I'll
work
never
for
eat
you.
Cold Stone again because I ate the entire thing by myself because I was like,
there went that sponsorship pretty quickly.
And I was so sick, and I was like on the floor calling my mother because I was so.
That's what you got for being
and
a
I was
grown-up.
like, oh, this is why they didn't let me do this.
Well, I worked at Cold Stone Creamery. Cold Stone Creamery was my first job.
Aww.
When I was like 18.
Mine was Costco.
I was like a grown woman. I was like, I'm not working before this. So I'm in the Cold Stone Creamery down the street from my house. And like, I think back to this chick. And I'm like, and I would still be her. Like, I still would. But she was like, this is me. I'm referring to myself
Cold
as a
Stone
different
Charlie.
person. Yes. Where I'm like, I can't do the cone bowls because it like makes me feel nauseous. Like the smell of the waffle cones makes me kind of nauseous, so I can't do those.
It's like half the things.
Okay, I guess
don't work
fine.
here then.
Yeah, okay, we pay you $7 an hour, so I guess that's fine. And then I'm like, doing all of this. Like, getting all of the ice cream with these scoopers is, like, really hard on my wrists. And I was, like, wearing, like, wrist cuffs. Like, I was like, ow, my wrist. It's like, girl. And I'm like, I think about it now, and I'm like, this is a person who has, what's it called?
You're not trying to say main character syndrome.
No. But thanks for telling me what you really think of me.
I mean, is that not what we're talking about?
Sensory issues.
Oh. Now I feel like an asshole.
But, I mean, the wrist thing was, like, too much. Like, I was going to throw up if I had to make those cones. But it's, like, to think about the way I said it and the way I was like, so I won't be doing that. Like, it's like, or I must have been like, so is that okay? And it's like, what are they going to say? They already fucking hired me. Like, it's crazy. But anyway, the last thing I'll say from this list, because there's still quite a few. One of them being good salary. So gotta still get that one. Get straight A's, which I did in college, and help the homeless is one. Which it's like, have I even done?
Way down the list after all the.
Yeah. Win an Oscar.
Wow.
Thanks, mini me. To be known by my wonderful acting. Wait, hey, we get it? You like acting? I guess it's good that I became an actor. No one can say that that's not always been my dream. Also, drive a car.
Okay, so.
I'm to be.
Here is the plot summary. Along with her black cat, Gigi, Kiki settles in a seaside town and starts a high-flying delivery service. Here begins her magical encounter with independence and responsibility.
Yeah,
her
see?
magical encounter with responsibility.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's the biggest takeaway I had to tell about it.
Making lifelong friends and finding her place in the world.
So that's why I liked it so much. It was the fantasy of, like, having your own house and having your own, life. And when she she shows up, I remember, like, I haven't watched it in many years, but I remember, like, she has an attic room, and she can open the window and smell, like, the ocean air coming into it. And so it's like a kind of like scrappy kind of room that's like, somebody might think it's shitty, but she thinks it's exciting. It's like, it's literally the dream of being a kid, of like when you pretend you're gonna run away. Like, it's like, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. And I'm going to have this whole life.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned, Kirsten Dunst plays Kiki in the English dub. Yay. Okay. Should we...
Are you excited to watch it?
I'm very excited.
it's
Yeah,
like
I don't really remember a lot about this film.
This film,
And this really is a film because this is
yes,
like
this is a
Miyazaki.
film. I do not remember any conflict from this movie really at all. And
I mean,
I
when
think
I
it's
was
like
a
I think
kid-
honestly, oh my gosh, I just had the flashback. I'm pretty sure it's that she can't deliver a certain package
That's the
in time,
conflict.
and like she's got to do it. And it's like,
I mean, that is the stakes of the problems that you have as a child.
yes, and so it's perfectly constructed to like not traumatize you and make you think like, wow, maybe the world isn't that scary a place. And also, she's a witch. I don't know why she's a witch, but she's a witch.
I love that she's a witch.
She's a witch. It's like, why did little orphan Annie have to be an orphan?
Well, because she's on a broomstick.
Yeah, but why is she on a broomstick? Why is she a witch?
Because that's how she delivers. That's the whole delivery thing is she's like on the broomstick delivering.
Yes. But she could have done that on a bike.
Who wants to watch a movie of a girl on a bike the whole time?
I mean, you're right, but like, I like it because it's like, it's kind of like, hey, can we start telling stories about witches that aren't all about being a witch? It's like, can witches have stories?
And multifaceted.
Yeah, they're multifaceted, and sometimes
I also like to deliver things.
yeah, they like to deliver stuff. They like to live in seaside apartments. It's not all about being a witch and people coming after me because I'm a witch.
I have a familiar, but that's not my whole thing.
But it's just my cat in this, all right? Because that's how we see it. It's just my cat.
Everybody chill.
Everybody chill. I just fly sometimes.
Also, I love that her cat's name, she's named Kiki
I know,
and her cat's named Gigi.
Gigi, that's really cute.
That would be like me naming my cat Jelly.
Well,
Which would be really cute, actually.
Yeah, that was a fucking flop. Well, Luna's a cute name, so you'll just have to get another cat.
I'm so mad that I named her Luna like before the big boom of everybody's pet name being named Luna.
I've dated quite a few men whose their pet's name was Luna.
It makes me so mad. So I clarified that her name is Luna Lovegood, but then I have to further clarify that I named her before J.K. Rowling came out as a transphobe.
As a horrible person.
Yeah. So it's really a struggle out here with my cat's name.
And at the end of the day,
I should have named her...
She hates my guts.
I should have named her Scissor, like was on my list of cat names when I was a kid.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Or Eyelash.
I don't like the things you thought about. Why did you think this way? So this beginning of episode was about how much I was like singing those I Wish songs at the beginning of all these movies. Like, what's the world like? And yours was that you made really scary names out of like objects that should not be scary.
Head and foot. Those are my
That's a
dolls'
disease. Oh my God. Let's watch.
Yay!
Repressed rentals.
That was beautiful.
That was so effing amazing.
I mean, Studio Ghibli.
Cozy.
So cozy. Yeah, you said this, but it was very apt.
Yeah, steal it. Go ahead.
Well, I credited you.
No, you can have it.
I credited you up front. Do you want to say it?
No.
You said that this movie or this like studio, the way that they do their animation is equivalent to cozy gaming. Like,
And I mean this movie specifically because like we said the whole time, there's hardly any stakes at all in the best way.
Yeah.
Like there's just normal life stakes
Yeah.
that are going on.
okay, so a fun thing that should we peek behind the curtain and
I never like them seeing behind the curtain.
really, I love it. When I hear people doing behind the curtain stuff in podcasts, it makes me feel like I'm their friend.
Well, that's what we want for our audience. So
We
we found that we're so unorganized and so insane that we had to outline our plots together.
Well, the thing is that you and I think, are on opposite ends of the spectrum of like, I have notes on every single thing that happens, and you're like,
we gotta make jokes.
let's broad strokes it with,
Yeah.
jokes. And I think that we realize that a blending of those things is
Yes.
probably for the best.
And you haven't even edited an episode quite yet, like you are starting to, but quite yet
mostly
of
the
when
problem-
we break down a movie, because it gets a
Yeah.
little wild.
Well, I'm doing We're Back now, and I
Right.
think mostly the problem is not talking about the plot necessarily, but like tangents that are just talking about things we saw online.
But like that's
and
funny.
well, yeah, but sometimes they don't add anything really, and then B.
Interesting. We'll see how We're Back turns out. Guess you guys won't know any of my
Where's this thing
innermost thoughts.
about the Jeff Goldblum video I watched that I couldn't remember what he said.
Stop. That's fucked up.
And then also us like figuring things out.
Well, being like, wait, no, not that yet. Not
Yeah.
this yet. And so
Yeah.
that's the test, is that we already did that
Now we're
without
on
the
same
mic on.
page. Yeah.
Because, like, at the end of the day, our audience doesn't tune in to hear us tell them what the movie was.
Yeah, but
Our audience tunes in to laugh.
but if they can't follow it at all.
Honestly, please tell us. Like, please give us feedback. Like, so, we begin the film with a 13-year-old witch.
And I appreciate that they told us how old she is, because a lot of times in these films we're guessing the ages of the kids.
Ash. And at
When
the year
when
13,
you turn 13, as in the Jewish faith, you become
a witch.
you become a witch.
You start to fly on a broom. And
Don't tell some people in the South this, because they would believe it.
they would. So like the mom is explaining this out loud by talking to an old lady,
Exposition.
which is great. And the mom is so sweet looking and so cute.
The thing about the adults in this film is that there are so many good parental figures in this.
It's such
as opposed
a stark
It's
juxtaposition.
a stark contrast. An embarrassment of good parents.
They are kind, loving, nurturing,
Supportive.
like
Thoughtful.
also like put them, like, let you know when you're not doing something that you should be doing.
Yeah, allow you some independence, but also make sure that you are taken care of.
With that, they send their 13-year-old daughter away
For a year. When you turn 13, you go away for a year and you just find another town.
Yep, and you become the witch of the town.
She goes with her cat, Gigi, who is voiced by a grown man, Phil Hartman.
Yes, Phil Hartman, and is excellent. One of the best parts of the film. We're saying goodbye to Kiki from her hometown.
And her friends, interestingly, are not witches. And this is really unique in the pantheon of witch media, that non-witches and witches coexist, and everybody just accepts that there are witches, and there's no like secrecy or fear or
They sure do pick and choose when that's a thing, though, don't they? Because later she's in the town and they're like, a witch! How are you flying?
But like nobody is trying to like burn her or like do anything to her.
Jesus.
Like literally the only thing that happens is the cop tries to arrest her for almost causing a traffic accident.
And he knows she's a minor. He's like, I'll tell your parents.
Yeah, it's not like because she's a witch, they're not trying to lock her up. They're just like, you're flying recklessly.
But it seems that in her hometown, they've accepted her who she is.
Yeah, it's like peaceful coexistence.
Exactly.
Which is
and then
cool.
she goes to a new town where they don't necessarily have a resident witch.
Yeah.
And so
people are a little more wary.
yes. Then there was a beautiful witch. Like
She
a
was
beautiful teen.
And her cat was like a vase.
who was
you
like
said.
absolutely 14. Like, right, she was going back to her hometown because she had already become a witch of somewhere else. And she
Where
had,
the Moulin Rouge was.
where there was a tiny little... By the way, we did not agree that this would be in the notes. We're still talking about it. And the girl's like really sassy. It's the first of the like really mean
there are a
sassy
lot
girls that we
they're
see.
super supportive parents and super mean kids.
And super supportive, like, hometown friends, apparently. And then anybody else in any other city, any other kids
Is mean.
They're all mean. So then it starts to rain, and she's like...
And the rain is beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
To be very clear, the animation in this is the most beautiful animation you'll ever see, just top to bottom. Every scene, I was like, oh my god, it's like a feast for the eyes.
It's every single, like, frame. I was like, you could take this frame and put it on a wall. It would be a piece of art.
And it would be...
And I'm like, how is this sustainable? Like, how did they do this? And also... How does anybody have any respect for themselves not doing it? Like, how does Five Goes West fucking
sleep at night?
Like, how do they have a bunch of fucking mice with the background is just solid orange? And they're like, this is the song
This
now.
is fine.
And it's like, is it fine? Or do you need to show that, like, when a train goes by, the lights undulate until...
Just Clockwork Orange them watching Studio Ghibli films.
Well, we gotta say Ghibli now. We
we got corrected, but I'm gonna rage bait the audience.
Okay, good agree.
I also say
we usually don't rage bait, like tell them when we're rage baiting them, but I like that. Because anytime we say anything incorrect, that's us rage baiting, you guys.
It's not us actually not knowing things. We know everything, and we're just, like, half the time we're rage baiting.
Obviously, his name was Chanticleer because it was a famous
Canterbury Tales.
Everyone knows that.
Tale.
That was to make you guys scream at the podcast. So, mission accomplished. She lands in this train. And I'm like, she's Jack Kerouac. Like, this is like...
She's on the road.
It's so amazing because it's like, it's girls getting to be moody. That's what this movie really gives you. You get to go be lonely. You get to be fiercely, you
get to be everything.
Yes. And then later, she gets to be depressed and everything. But, like, it's so, like...
And she has 100% agency in this.
Yes. There is no moment where we're like, someone's making her do something she doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
In fact, there are moments where she's kind of doing things against herself.
Yeah.
Like self-sabotage. It really is a good example of, like, teen
I said multiple times while we were watching, I'm frustrated with her choices, but it's exactly what I would have done at her age.
Exactly.
Like, making choices because you're embarrassed socially, it makes... Yeah. That's what's kind of wonderful about these films is, like... Yes, they're fantastical, but also the emotions are so real and so grounded that it feels, some of the stuff could be silly, but it's not because it feels really real. Yeah. It feels really true.
I know. Like, when I was 13 and I flew my broom into a big hay bale with my tiny little cat that was the cutest cat on the planet that we haven't even really mentioned yet.
Oh my God, the cat is so cute.
Cutest fucking cat. She goes, can you change my radio? And he's like, okay. And, like, he goes down to try to change the radio while the broom is moving. And that's, like, the first introduction to his very awkward... They're not on the same page usually, but they love each other.
They have the classic dynamic of... enthusiastic protagonist and like disgruntled sarcastic sidekick, which is a great dynamic,
and they need each other, right? She goes in the train, she buries herself in hay. They perfectly say, this smells great about the hay, because when you watch it you're like, what the fuck? She's sleeping in a bunch of hay, and then she's like, smells great, and you're like, I guess it's all okay. Now I can see it. It all smells like lavender, and it's the perfect place. And even though there's cows that lick her feet when she wakes up,
it definitely. I've spent a lot of time at a barn because I was a horse girl, and that did not smell good. I guarantee.
And I did not feel like that smell was coming through the TV. I felt like comfort and warmth, and like, thank God we're not in the rain anymore, and we're like the coziest we've ever been.
Yeah. Cozy.
I just love that part. And so they very
serendipitously approach a seaside town, which is where she
always wanted to be.
Yeah.
And we get to a beautiful town that looks like...
It looks like a mix of, you said San Francisco, which it really looks like, and like France. They have like all these outdoor cafes and stuff. It's just beautiful.
And far away, it's like Italian villas, and it's just like the perfect place you can imagine. It is an ideal place.
There's a feeling that activates in my brain when I see certain mixes of colors, and it is like in Cinderella when she's at the ball and there's like a mix of these colors of these dresses that activates this like really warm feeling in my brain that nothing else activates. This
is good Repressed Rentals content, because this is fucking weird what you're saying.
No, it's like I have this image in my brain of these colors, and it feels unlike anything else to me.
What are the colors though?
It's like pastel, like pinks and turquoises mixed together. Like, I think it's like pink and turquoise together, but like a range of like those colors and a few other colors mixed in, but it's like feels a little pastel, but it's really like dreamy, like feels really dreamy.
The other thing I noticed about the colors of the town was like the stark green lush trees against the blue ocean with, by the way, no sparkles, and that's fine.
Yeah,
there were no sparkles.
Miyazaki is not a sparkle.
We're not going to find it there. And he does everything else.
Yeah, we can't begrudge him the sparkles.
So, and then, like, the town is, like, the white kind of, like Grecian feel, but then there's the orange rooftops that are, like, Italian villa, France, Paris. And all of those, that, like, versus the lush green It all is just like so warm.
It's so, yeah.
But also fresh at the same time.
Yeah.
We meet who we're going to call Griffin.
Because he looks like Griffin McElroy.
His name is Tombo, I think, which is a crazy name.
But then also, like, Kapori, he gets
I think he has a longer name.
Yeah, Tombo is his nickname. But we're going to call him Griffin because he looks like Griffin McElroy.
He looks like Griffin McElroy, and it's very cute. And he's kind of like, whoa, you're a witch. And she's like, fuck you. And it's like, whoa,
I also need
sister.
to know, like, he has cake.
Yes, he's got an ass on him when he's riding that bike of his.
Yep. And she like, brushes him off.
She thinks he's making fun of her immediately, which is very a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, even when I was sitting in the dining hall on my first day of college, a very cute boy came up to me and asked me for my phone number, and I thought he was making fun of me. I was like 18. I get it.
And what did you do?
I gave him my phone number. I remember the feeling.
You were like,
I don't know if I pushed back.
Guess he's going to invite me to a fake party where they're all going to make fun of me when I
At that time in my life, I would have given someone my number even if I thought they were making fun of me.
Me too. Me too, absolutely. That's why I'm like, okay, Kiki. Because like, if a 13-year-old boy like followed me on a bike and I was the 13-year-old girl, I'd be like, I guess I'm the star of the fucking planet. But Kiki's very like, she's got to be careful.
So she goes to the bakery. She meets this baker who's like freaking out because this baby forgot its pacifier. And she's like, I'm going to deliver it. And Kiki's like, I can do it in 1 second.
Yeah, she's like, I have a fucking broom that flies. And you're a pregnant lady and you shouldn't go down all those stairs.
So she delivers it and then comes back. And the baker is like, oh my God. And
and offers
her a place to stay, which is dusty.
And
it was so cute. The cat goes, if you wake up tomorrow and find a white cat, it's me.
It's me.
He's
and
a
his
little black
tiny
cat.
little paws are making like little dust, like paw prints on the ground.
It's so cute.
He is so cute. And then
everything he does.
And like the sound of his voice versus his cuteness is perfect to me. I just love it. Like,
yeah, it was really jarring at first, but I did get
and it was
used to
like, and I was like, oh, that's funny. And then it was like, oh, that's perfect.
Also, when they're flying, his little ears flap in the wind.
I mean, that's like Studio Ghibli having like the perfect sound. And like they even do it with the cat ears.
Yeah, it's so cute.
So she goes in this apartment, and this is what I was remembering during our beginning, where like it's this apartment by the sea.
Yeah.
That is dusty, and she like makes it her own.
Yeah.
And
although she has to sleep on her bag,
she does have to sleep on her bag. It's like you gave her a blanket, you gave her a bed, and you made her sleep on a bag, which is like, I've slept on my bag before.
It's not comfortable.
It's not comfortable. Yeah.
But also, when
she's
you're
a very brave 13-year-old.
I mean, when you're on your own as a 13-year-old, anything like you can handle anything. I bet you got a great night.
That's
of sleep
how it made me
she doesn't
feel.
Have old joints.
You know what? I think that was cute, but I already was having a revelation about something else. I think the reason
this is why I tell people, like, it's amazing how much we let each other talk on this, because when we just talk normally, we literally talk at the same time, but we're hearing each other and we're responding to each other, but like we're talking simultaneously.
And we do need 2 separate microphones. We do. We can say as much as we want that we don't, but we do. But I think that this movie was like my fantasy. Like, the other thing about like not wanting to be a kid for me, of like, or not liking the limitations of being a kid, was that I also had extremely high anxiety, which is crazy, right? I couldn't sleep over at friends' houses usually. Like, I usually would be able to make it through a certain point in the night, and then I would have to call my parents, and they would have to come get me. And so, like...
What do you remember, like, what the feeling was? Like, why you were anxious?
I mean...
Just not having your things around you?
It's... Yeah, just the feeling of, like, loneliness and desperation and just fear and terror, and just like, I need things. It's anxiety as we do it now. It's panic.
Yeah.
But like, I did not understand panic as a child, but I had tons of panic attacks as a kid. We used to call them shivering fevers, which maybe is a little too personal for this. Well, we were like,
she's hysterical.
It's a shivering fever, when it was actually me, like, because I was so hot, but I was so cold.
Pirate time.
It's like really sad.
Oh, he's got the shivering fevers.
It's the unanchored feeling.
Yeah.
And so watching this fulfilled the fantasy of what I wanted so badly, which was to be able to be out in the world and sleep on a bag and
be
in a seaside town and be
yeah,
adventurous.
and be able to handle everything that's being thrown at you.
And be able to live the life that a part of me was always dreaming of living, like growing up. Right?
Yeah.
Like, growing up. That was weird I said that. But, like, growing up and becoming independent.
Yeah.
But there was this part of me that was like, absolutely, I cannot handle that.
Yeah.
And so watching this movie was like a fantasy of that.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
she goes grocery shopping, which is more in the fantasy of being, like, a grown-up.
Yeah.
It was really cute. She's like, these pans are so expensive. And it was just like, this is a 13-year-old's dream.
Yeah.
Like, grocery shopping
it's
on
like
your
blank
own.
check. It's like, go out.
It is. And it's like, we really didn't need a lot.
Yeah.
In these fantasies, we just needed to, like,
truly,
not allow, like, we needed a cart that was our size.
Probably as a kid, I would have loved to see, like, a 20-minute scene of her just, like,
literally
going shopping for things.
Like, checking apples, and, like, and it would be like, wow, incredible.
$1.99
One day
pound.
that'll be me.
Yeah.
Like, God.
I mean, it's the same.
Like, why
it's
don't
the same
we value
reason,
this now that we are actually grown
It's the same reason that I, like, made myself a little tinfoil retainer as a kid, and
that.
like, you know, you want things that feel grown up to you, or like you're pretending to type because you're like, I'm at a desk job.
And now I'm at the grocery store, and I'm like, God damn, my feet fucking hurt. Like,
I actually still love going to the grocery store.
I don't. I mean, I don't hate it.
I often go to the grocery store even when I don't need anything, just because I like walking around the grocery store.
I wish I liked that. Okay.
Also,
so
sometimes
she sees in a window.
Also, sometimes there are samples.
Sometimes.
That was actually
we're at an hour.
I was gonna say that,
so you can't tangent.
Okay,
I think I have to.
I'm only gonna say one thing. That was the worst part of COVID is samples going away.
You're right.
Okay, so I'm not going to talk about the shoes because you won't let me. But a lady asked her to deliver. So she starts her own delivery service after this.
After the pacifier.
Out of the bakery. And a lady wants her to deliver a cage with a little stuffed cat in it that looks exactly like her cat, Gigi.
Craziness ensues.
And the toy falls out of the cage during this ordeal.
She rushes down to get it, but crashes into a tree right next to a bird's nest.
And she gets attacked by all the birds.
So now these are magpies or something.
These are voiced by people.
Human beings, yeah.
Like, they did not use bird sounds for these.
No.
Which is baffling. So
she loses it, and she says, I have to come up with
this.
a little scheme.
Yeah.
Because they can't go back she's like, I have to come back for the cat toy.
And I guessed what it was, and my guess was that they killed the cat and turned him into a doll. But
they just have
what
the
happened
cat
was
be
actually
very stiff.
pretty similar.
Yes, they have the cat pretend to be the replacement of this doll until she can go back at night and get the doll that they lost when the birds are calmed down or asleep. And so the cat lives its little life being very afraid of this big dog that's in the house, afraid that it's gonna like chomp him up, and literally sweating profusely at certain points when the dog is looking at him. And meanwhile, Kiki's in the forest
With this hot
Janine
artist.
Garofalo, which we found out. And she's like a 20-something, like, older sister type cool fucking
She's like
girl.
living off the grid.
Like, honestly, cool
She's
girl.
got cut off jean shorts.
And if I may say, a fucking cozy aesthetic again.
Super cozy.
She lives in a fucking cabin. She draws. She has like a gosh darn
paints.
tank tops and cut off shorts.
Yeah.
And like,
And she's willing to give lip to any man who says some nonsense to her.
it's true.
She finds the doll in the cabin, and they fix up the doll.
Yes.
And
And
she
she like trades services of like cleaning the girl's cabin for her like sewing up the doll or something. It's very interesting because in the movie it's all about like trading things and like being helpful to others, but also but in a like a very communal way.
Yeah.
Give and take. And so then she's like, okay, bye. And she goes back and it's like, how is she going to get this cat back? Like, what's she going to break into this fucking house in the middle of the night?
And the dog's name is Jeff.
Is Jeff.
And Jeff, like, sees Gigi sweating, and he comes over and licks him, and then he curls up with him, and he's like obsessed with Gigi.
And we're like, does he think it's a cat? Like, or does he think it's a toy?
Yeah, we don't know anything. But he picks him up.
He
takes him
door.
outside. Oh yeah, he goes to the door and he just scritches on the door to be let outside. And the little brat kid, which every kid in this movie is, goes and opens the door and is like, "Okay, go outside, but close the door when you come in, Jeff." And so Jeff goes outside.
Close the door behind you after you come back in.
And he lets Gigi go.
And Gigi goes and hops up on to Kiki's shoulder and says, "Jeff helped me escape. Jeff's my friend, and he'll take the doll back in there for you." And so she doesn't have to do anything stressful.
She gives Jeff the doll, and he goes in and he closes the door behind him,
just like he was asked. And it's very cute. Then Kiki is in passing telling her fucking cat Gigi about.
We gotta watch the fucking.
Because I specifically wanted to say fucking this time.
Okay, but
and I knew you were gonna say that. Because this I specifically want to say because she's just talking to her fucking cat Gigi. And she says, "Oh, you know what I was doing? I was hanging out at this girl's place and she draws pictures and she said she might want to draw me sometime." And her cat goes, "Naked?" Her fucking cat. Okay? It's like
why did they
naked? And she's like, "Gigi!" And then that's it. And it's absolutely the most adult joke, and it's very weird, but it's also it is funny, but I almost feel like they were like, why would we include this? It's like
nobody in the editing process was like, do we really gotta say that?
Yeah.
Griffin shows up to the bakery and invites her to this big party. And she's all nervous about it.
Aviators and aviation. Because he loves flying.
Yeah. And so she wants to go to the party, but she's really nervous. And in the meantime, she gets a delivery for this old woman. And she shows up and it's this herring and pumpkin pie, which sounds disgusting.
But it looked beautiful.
It looked beautiful.
So yummy.
Yeah.
And I remembered it as a kid.
But it's not baked, and she can't bake it because her oven's broken. And so Kiki decides to help her bake the pie
in a wood stove.
And meanwhile, the she's supposed to be a servant, but we decided they're definitely
Leslie's.
lesbians.
They're like aunties who love each other forever.
Yeah.
And they lived together till they died.
The servant is
sneakily flying on the
zooming
broom,
around on her little broom.
Pretending to be a witch, and it's very cute.
Exactly what I would do.
They finish the pie. She gets on the broom. She flies. It starts raining. Oh gosh, what if the pie gets cold? Oh, she's gonna be late. She gets to the house. She knocks on the door. It's this really pretty little brat.
So pretty.
And she's like, "What?"
And she's like, "I have this pie for you. I kept it
warm.
Dry and warm."
And she's like, "Ugh, I hate my grandmother's pies.
I hate my grandma."
It's like you might as well have said, "I hate my fucking grandmother."
Yeah.
She's like, "I hate my grandma's pies." And it's like, what is that sentence? That's nothing. First of all, though, we do kind of relate to it because we did just say that the herring and pumpkin sounds disgusting.
Yeah, but I would not be like, "Ew, Grandma, you made me a pie because you love me so much."
Yeah, on my birthday, during my birthday party. And so this really F's Kiki up. This one interaction puts her into an existential...
But also she's getting sick
bomb.
Because of the rain, which is not how rain works, but she does get
really,
she knows,
really ill. She's like, "I know I'm late because I did this delivery and I thought it meant so much. I spent my whole day making this matter." And then she gets back and
Griffin is there in a little suit to pick her up.
And the cat's like, "We could still get him." And she's like, no. She just is silent.
Yeah.
And they fly in and she goes right into the bed and the cat's like, "Are you okay?" And then he has to feed himself because she's being a negligent parent.
But she's also
we had to have a negligent parent.
Well, she's legitimately really sick.
Yes, we find out the next day.
Yeah, so she's super, super, super sick. And, she gets taken care of.
By her pseudo mom.
Yeah.
Gigi goes out the window and meets a white cat who's a beautiful lady.
Beautiful lady. An aristocat.
Her like fake mom in this town is like, you know what? I'm going to set you up with a meet cute and have you deliver something to...
supportive parent.
Very supportive to this boy who you accidentally stood up.
She doesn't know that it's for him, but she shows up and it's him. And he takes her... He is like, let's go see the dirigible. And he's made this weird propeller bike that they go on and they crash. And she... we should say also, her fake mom, the amount of time for which she laughs... Like, she laughs for, 20 seconds. She's like, anyway.
She's like, that's funny. It's like, I know.
Yeah,
I know you thought that was funny. Yeah. I could see it. I could hear it for a while. So, she gets to this.
Which I say only because Kirsten Dunst, who plays Kiki,
laughs
so long when they crash. I'm like, they really should have cut this.
Yeah, it's like, is it this funny? And he's like, what's so funny? Am I that goofy? And she's like, it's just like your face. And she's very much warming up to him. He's like, why didn't you like me? And she's like, I thought you were a clown. Which is like, whoa.
She also says something in here which really hit us both, which is, flying used to be fun until I started doing it for a living. And we were like, God damn!
And he's like, oh, that's a bummer, but okay. Things are starting to change for Kiki. She's not so optimistic, excited. Then Mean Girls.
She's not the 13-year-old who
that
left
we knew.
her.
Yeah. Then Mean Girls show up. And
Griffin's friends.
Also, the mean granddaughter is one of those friends.
Yeah.
So we know that she has a less than sparkling personality.
And he tries to get her to go with them, and she refuses.
Stays a mile away on the beach in her black dress and her
faded black dress.
And she's like, like that's what she might as well have been doing back there. She was like, she's
like speaking in tongues.
Familiar faces. And they're like, why is your friend looking at us? And it's like, great job.
Have you watched the show You, where he has those internal monologues, but like if
and
you
everyone's
didn't
supposed
hear
to be
those,
sitting there and talking to him, and it's like, Jesus Christ, this guy's staring at me for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, crazy.
That's what she looks like, and they do a good job of being like, well, and to be fair, she is a weirdo, like a little bit.
She's a
and she does it a little bit to herself here, where he's like, come on to the dirigible with us, and she's like, no, it's okay. And he's like, what, why? And she's like, nothing, I'm gonna go home. And he's like, are you mad? And she's like, nope, I'm not mad. And it's like the worst thing ever.
And this is one of those, I was like, oh, I'm so frustrated because I would do the exact same thing.
It's like, why can't you read my mind? Why can't I actually understand my own feelings?
Yeah.
I'm going home. And she starts talking, she gets home, and her cat comes in the door.
This is so sad.
And is meowing at her.
Like real meow. Not like
the voice of
not
a
like
guy
Phil Hartman going, meow.
Not like a bird cawing. in
like,
this
meow.
movie. It's like a real cat meow. And she's like, why are you talking to me?
He's a real cat now.
And what we
lost
realized,
his magic.
Like, we thought, oh my God, this is so sad. And then we realized, oh, it's her that's
she
losing
lost
her
her magic.
And so she's getting depressed. She gets a call from Griffin. And she tells him to stop calling her. Stop calling me, please.
So sad.
We go back to the cabin with Janine because she arrives like being like, I wanted to draw you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the older sister vibes are off the fucking charts, in my opinion.
Are you really going to throw me under the bus? I got different vibes, which was, it's weird to be like, hey, little girl, sit for me. Let me draw you. I haven't stopped thinking about you. And here's this picture of you as like a head on a unicorn. Everything else is older sister vibes, for sure. She's drawing her, and I was saying that animators drawing a drawing is so interesting. Like, it's like when actors in a movie are like in a play or a movie like within,
and that made me think
thing.
of my sister. So like whenever my sister watches like Law and Order SVU, and they'll be like the suspect, and they'll be saying something, they're like, if they are lying, then they deserve an Oscar. If they're lying, they're the best
You're like,
actor I've
well,
ever
they are-
seen.
They
And
are
it's like,
lying,
I literally
technically.
say, like, they're the best actor I've ever seen. And it's like, well, they are an actor. And what they're doing is acting. And so if they are actually supposed
Then
to be
give
innocent,
them an Oscar.
then, like, they're not innocent because that person is faking being a murderer. That's not really a person. It's a really good bit.
Okay, so the old turtle woman, sorry, she looks like a turtle, but
She does.
she has another delivery for Kiki, which is so cute because she's like, it's a cake for Kiki. And she's like, tell me your birthday and I'll make you a cake on your birthday. And she's like, well, tell me your birthday. Oh my God, it's so cute.
And
It's
I'll pay you back
just
or repay you. And it's very like, I'm going to be your surrogate granddaughter because your granddaughter is such a bitch.
and we can't have grandchildren because we're gay.
Yeah. And it's like, well, no, she does have a grandchild.
Oh yeah.
She had a fake life. That's the whole
Yeah.
point. She had the life where she married a man and then he died and then she got to
Yeah.
be gay,
It's beautiful.
which is how it worked back then. So,
and then on the TV, the dirigible goes nuts.
yes, so there's been a dirigible this whole time that we've been
In the background.
sprinkling in here, and it has been throughout the entire thing, which I was like, if the dirigible doesn't fucking come back big time, then it's really weird that they're
Chekhov's
talking about
dirigible.
it. And guess what?
It came back big time.
It came back big time.
And it is like on its side and they're talking about like, oh, like it's, if it doesn't like start releasing helium in the back end. And it reminded me of when I was on a Frontier Airlines flight recently and we were getting
And
off
they
the
said, if the helium doesn't start coming out of the back end,
I mean,
we're dead.
Literally, we were deplaning and they said, can everybody start deplaning more quickly because the plane is tipping backwards?
Cheese and crackers. They're like, you guys don't understand how planes work, but this is normal, and I need you to get off the plane.
I need you all to get off, otherwise we're all dead.
Like a boat. Like, you know, if you were on a small canoe of some kind.
Insane.
It's how planes work.
Never in my life.
So the old lady's girlfriend is looking at the TV and she's smiling a huge smile and she's like, how terrible. Because and Kelly says, me.
Watching reality television
Yes.
at all times.
Literally like, oh my God, this is horrible.
Terrible.
What a catastrophe.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. So then
Kiki's like,
I'm
on it.
I gotta go.
well, because she sees Griffin.
She sees Griffin hanging from a freaking wire, and then the whole gosh darn thing goes into the sky, and he's the only one hanging from it. So this is when I'm like, ugh, that dirigible's really big. So I have like a thing about like ships, like boats that are too like, I don't like it. Okay? And that's really my bit. And that's all I can say. I mean, I don't like sunken ships. That makes me want to like throw up. Like literally.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Like I have, I think it's I think it would be.
Is it a phobia of like the ocean, deep ocean?
It's like I feel like I'm choking when I'm looking at it. Like I feel, but it's also very
Like if you look
frightening.
at a picture of like
the Titanic. Yeah. Even I listened to a book
You don't
recently.
like look at a picture of that and imagine being on the Titanic?
I imagine I'm underwater, I guess, and that's way too big, and that like things are scary, and that's too big. It's not really rational. Like I wish it was more rational.
phobias aren't.
Well, that's exactly. Like I wish I could explain more of why it makes my body so uncomfortable.
Well, it's like I'm super, super afraid of staple guns. And I'm like, rationally, nothing's going to happen to me if I'm in the vicinity of a staple gun, but I would never, ever in my life touch a staple gun. Never.
You get me. So, no, but I literally read a book recently called Sinkable, which was a very interesting book. Even when they would describe the sunken ships, sometimes I would start to get the weird feeling.
Whoa.
Because I don't like things underwater, like looking like normal stuff that should be above water. Like it's not supposed to be down there. And like
That's so funny.
well-
if you saw like a guitar underwater, would you be like,
that I don't
That
like
upsets
that.
me?
That upsets me. Yeah, like thinking about
So
it, I'm like,
funny.
oh my God, the person's like, it immediately makes me feel like I'm choking. But like a reef sounds great. It's beautiful. But also, if I found a guitar underwater, I'd be like, this is mine. I have to keep it forever, and I have to frame it. And like, because I also have
Now
a
I'm a
fantasy
mermaid.
of like going to creeks and like that are
sifting
like old and getting old bottles and stuff like that. I
Oh.
love because it's small.
That's supposed to be there.
That's supposed to be there. And it's also like It's not as big as a person.
It's big stuff.
It's
underwater.
the bigness.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
So the dirigible was giving me those same vibes of like.
So interesting. Okay, so Kiki decides she has to rescue him, but she's still struggling with her magic. So she goes down into the streets and she's running through the streets and she finds this dude who has like a sweeping broom and she just takes it from him.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, she's in the middle of the street and she's
She
trying
does
so
look like
hard.
she's pooping.
Yeah, she looks like she's
trying to
pooping.
poop.
And everyone is watching and she's like concentrating so hard. And then she just...
And then the end of the broom goes...
And then the
And her hair
dust goes out.
Yeah.
And she goes, fly.
So good! And she fucking shoots up into the sky.
Oh my God,
Goes
it's
towards the
good.
dirigible, and the girl saves the boy.
Yeah, so they crash it. The dirigible is crashing
There's
in the
a
clock
lot of
tower,
drama and fun action. You should watch it.
I only said they crashed in the clock tower because I wanted to say because Radigan's in there.
Radigan is in there.
He's still in there.
He's still in there after all
And
these
then
years.
he falls off of the rope and she
there's
grabs
the
him in
silence.
midair.
And
Ugh.
the silence happens for approximately this long. And it's like, that's an appropriate amount of silence. That made it fun.
Ethical.
It was an ethical amount of silence.
Yeah.
She saves him and everyone's like, you're amazing! And then like the credits start, but then the whole rest of the
whole
movie
rest
happens.
all the
Because we're like, oh,
conclusion.
does the cat like still not talk to her? And that's kind of
But
a
the
bummer.
cat has kittens.
But the cat has kittens, and the
So
cat's
cute.
flying on her broom with her
So
again, and the
cute.
kitten's flying on the broom with them. And so
soft.
it's like, obviously everything's fine with Gigi.
And she writes to her parents and says she's all fine.
She's
and
like, I
all
like
that.
delivering. Sometimes I get homesick, but I really like it here. And her dad's like so excited to hear from them because he's such a good dad.
And then the baker has her baby.
With the mysterious dude
That we
like,
didn't
works
know
there.
if they were
And-
together.
Yeah, and it was like, is he just this guy? Until the end where you're like, oh, he's the dad. Like, I don't know why it felt like that.
No,
They were
it
so
really,
different.
it really did to me too.
Yeah.
Well, because
Like,
they
this
were
is
never,
her employee.
They never interacted with each other.
No, this is her quiet, weird employee. And like, then she's
Who
like,
has one line?
honey, and then it's like, I thought she was a single mother this whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I thought she was having, but that's great. I love that for her. And so that is Kiki's delivery service.
It was great.
It was excellent, fun, a thrill.
Problematic playpen. I don't know that there really was anything. I mean, other than the joke about the naked pictures.
Yeah, that was problematic. I would also say, like, oh, her reactions to girls and girls pitting themselves against each other, which is a little bit problematic in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I wish there
I
was.
can see that.
But then later, there's like a girl talking to her at the bakery.
Well,
and they're
she
friends.
also had girlfriends in the beginning.
Exactly.
It was more like the big
didn't-
city vibes, which they maybe could have spread out
Yeah.
among the genders a little bit more, but it was like, well, you know, like she's not going to be friends with teenage boys in the same way that she would be with teenage girls. So the interactions are going to inherently be different. She's not like other girls.
But that was a little bit of the she's not like other girls.
Yeah, it was like all the girls that she didn't get along with were like pretty. And,
Yeah. So actually, you're right. It's super problematic playpen with them, not like other
Not
girls.
like other girls.
It
yeah.
definitely is, because it's like, oh, even like this other pretty witch, like, is such a bitch, and it'd be like, be nice if like, why'd you have to be such a bitch?
Yeah.
she really didn't have to
Especially
be.
because there was no other conflict at that. Like,
No.
it was just cozy. So, like, why can't she all... Like, if the hay can smell good, why can't this girl
Right?
be
Why can't
nice?
this girl be nice even though she's pretty? It's like, nope, impossible.
Pretty girls are mean.
And they have vase cats that are shaped like vases.
Vases.
Okay, that's problematic playpen.
First watch? This felt like a
Absolutely.
first watch to me. So, yes, absolutely.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was good. I was entertained the whole time.
Yeah. It went...
I felt like I watched a real movie without anything happening.
When I saw an hour 45, I was like, ugh. But it went by super fast.
It was so entertaining, and like, even though, like we said, like, there's no stakes until the absolute ending when his life is in danger. But like, it still feels like you're going on a journey with her.
Yeah.
And like, you are growing and learning about what it's like to become independent,
Yeah.
and what it's like to become disillusioned by the jobs
Yeah.
that we do every day. And
Yeah.
by like, at first it's
Real
really fun
life.
to pretend
Yeah.
to be a grown up, and then
Yeah.
it's like really not that fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's like so powerful, and it doesn't like, I don't know. It didn't affect me poorly as a kiddo. So first watch, definitely
I think first
good.
watch, rewatch, kid watch, all yes.
All of them.
Yeah.
You could maybe tell a kid, like, hey, other girls are cool like this too.
Yeah.
You know, like all girls can be cool. All girls have room to be cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I think it's really cool. I love how she saves him at the end.
Yeah. So much agency.
And it's not like she saves him. Like, it's not even a bit that she does. It's like, obviously she does. She's more powerful.
Yeah.
She's a witch. She is more powerful than he is. So that's really dope.
Rate it.
It's a 5.
5. It's a 5.
5 Sandras out of
5.
5 Sandras.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely. One of the easiest to rate so far.
This is up there for me with Cat Stone Dance as, like, best, like, actual movie.
Yes. I don't know, but, like, what's even more impressive about it is that, like, it wasn't an allegory for much other than growing up is hard.
Yeah.
And, like, depression happens.
Yeah.
Like, how fucking cozy is that? Like, I don't know how, but yeah, I could watch this movie, like, to fall asleep to every night.
Yeah. Well, because
it's so simply...
The stakes are so low throughout. And, like, there is something that happens at the end, but you never worry that it's going to go badly. No. You're like, obviously she's going to save him.
And you didn't know she was going to be badass and say fly. Like, she's a fly. Like, what the fuck?
Oh
she
God,
whispered fly.
So good.
Like, it was so good. And so, yeah, I think it was excellent. We loved it. Are you ready for my repressed rental?
I'm ready.
Because I've been sitting on this one for like months and months and months.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I was in Cotillion.
Oh my God, really?
Yes, isn't that weird?
Yes.
And the only reason I wanted to be in Cotillion was because other kids were in Cotillion.
Well, also, don't you get to wear, like, a super fancy poofy dress?
Only at the Cotillion dance, but, like, it was a nightmare having me in Cotillion. Like, these poor parents that were, like...
It's like an etiquette thing, right?
Yes, it's an etiquette thing. And the entire time, I was like, why don't I pull out the chair for the boys? Like... Because that's not what point of what we're doing. Like, it's literally what we're doing. And I'm like, well, why should they ask us to dance? And it's like, oh my God, like, why are you here? And I'm like, because there are cute boys here and, like, I'm boy crazy, but also, like, feminism, like, and, like, I am complex, okay?
I contain multitudes.
So, exactly. So, there's, like, a cotillion dance that happens where, like, you then, like, go and practice all the things you learned in cotillion. I wore a crushed silk black dress with a cowl neck from Wet Seal.
Oh, my God.
Like
Wet Seal.
a goddess. I'm wearing this dress and, like, I'm beautiful for the first time ever. And I'm at this dance and there's this boy that I think is really cute that I've been, like, having a crush on during cotillion. And sometimes, like, there's not enough boys, so you have to dance with, like, dads and stuff.
Oh.
And, like, I know. And, like, the dads are, like, chaperoning with the moms and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was, like, dancing with this one dad. And I'm like, okay. And then I, like, get to dance with my crush. And I'm like... Oh my God, I'm so nervous, but I look so beautiful in my Wet Seal black crushed silk cowl neck dress that has a jagged bottom, like an uneven bottom.
No. Yes.
And, like, we were, like, making small talk. He's like, so how's the night been? And I was like, oh, it's been great. And we're, like, dancing awkwardly close. And I'm like, I had to dance with one of the grown-ups, though. And he, like, smelled like potatoes. And he said, that's my dad.
That's like a sitcom
situation. I was like, he probably didn't even smell like potatoes.
You were just trying to be funny.
I was just trying to be funny.
Oh, God.
So that was when the dance ended, and we come to
Repress you later.
5, 6, 7, 8. Repressed rentals.
That was really good. Get those tippy tappies out of here!